The Profile of a Suicidal Adolescent by Trey Lopez.
Danielle Ramirez.
And Victoria Santiago.
Then that your kid always. I have my ups and downs, just like anybody else.
Maybe more than anybody else.
I can be hard to figure out.
I like my privacy. I don't want you looking over my shoulder all the time.
But you know your kid better than anybody else. And if you think he's acting different than usual,
Acting really down, crying all the time for no good reason.
or getting really mad, not able to sleep, or sleeping too much,
Shutting her friends out or giving her stuff away.
acting reckless, drinking, using drugs, staying out late,
Something I'm doing stuff he used to love.
or doing stuff that's just not like him.
It might be nothing to worry about. It might just be high school.
Or it might be something more. He might be depressed, not just feeling down, really depressed.
Might be when your kid is thinking about killing himself. It happens. More than you think. More than it should.
And people say, I had no idea.
I thought it was just a phase he was going through.
I never thought she'd do it.
I wish he'd come to me.
I wish he'd said something.
I wish I'd said something.
When it's too late. So if you think your kid's acting different, if she seems like a different person, say something.
Say, what's wrong? How can I help?
And ask straight out. Are you thinking about killing yourself? It doesn't hurt to ask. In fact, it helps.
When people are thinking about killing themselves, they want somebody to ask. They want somebody to care.
Maybe you're afraid you'll make it worse if you ask. Like, you'll put the idea in their head.
Believe me, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't hurt to ask. In fact, the best way to keep a teenager from killing herself is to ask. Are you thinking about killing yourself?
And what if they say yes?
Or maybe.
Or sometimes,
Well, here's what you don't say.
that's crazy.
Don't be such a drama.
You're making too much of this.
That boy's not worth killing someone. It's not going to solve anything.
You're just trying to get attention.
You're not going to kill yourself. What you do say is,
I'm sorry you're feeling so. How can I help? We'll get through this together.
Let's keep you safe.
a lot of people think about killing themselves. Adults and kids. Most of them never try it, but some of them do. So if your kid says,
I'd be better off dead. I can't live with this.
I'm gonna kill myself, take her seriously. Find someone she can talk to about it. Someone who knows how to help.
Sometimes kids want to kill themselves because something happened. A breakup, a failure. But sometimes it goes deeper, and it's not going to go away by itself. Get some help. Talk to your doctor.
Or a counselor at school.
Or your minister.
But don't just let it drop.
And make sure that your kid always has someone to turn to. Someone he trusts. Make a list together, right then. 3, 4, 5 names.
Put a suicide hotline number on there too.
Have him keep that list in his wallet so he always knows where to turn.
Be sure your home is safe. If you have pills she could use to hurt herself, lock them up.
If you have a gun, don't just lock it up. Get it out of the house. Bullets too.
And one more thing. If you think your kid might be about to hurt himself, don't leave him alone.
Take them to the emergency room.
Call 911 if you have to.
We all have our ups and downs, but sometimes it's more than that.
If you think something's wrong, the only way to find out is to ask. Ask straight out. Are you thinking about killing yourself?
Don't wait till you're sure. Trust your gut. Because it never needs to ask.
And it can make a big difference. All the difference. Your kid's life.
Okay, so the biggest risk factor for suicide in adolescents is depression. Depression affects how adolescents act, what they're thinking, and how they feel. Most adolescents that are thinking about depression or that are thinking about suicide feel lost, unloved by their family members and friends, irritable to common acquaintances, indecisive, and they don't care about their appearance anymore or hygiene, and they feel intense worthlessness in the world. And some common reasons for adolescent depression are their school performances and grades, the social status they have, bullying, their sexual orientation might be confusing, and hard life at home. Along with depression, alcohol and substance abuse takes part in adolescent suicide. Changes in chemistry in the brain, meaning they start getting a dependency on drugs or alcohol when they feel hopeless. And they're prone to peer pressure. They might try anything else that might help them get out of the real world. If they have easy access to dangerous drugs, then they're gonna most likely use those drugs to maybe commit suicide or try to overdose or something. And they usually use alcohol and drug abuse to alleviate the feeling of depression, concerns they may have, and psychological disorders.
With stress and stressful situations, teens often experience, of course, stress due to parents, school, social aspects like fitting in and everything. And then confusion, they're probably confused about their own identity and how they fit in. Self-doubt, they aren't really sure about like if they're doing what is right or what is like good. Pressure to succeed mostly comes from your parents, school, and like athletic organizations. Financial uncertainty, often of a kid going to college or trying to get a job. Other fears while growing up is usually just anything from just transitioning into high school and middle school. Hopelessness and loneliness. The feelings of hopelessness and worthlessness often go towards depression. Loneliness also is one of the things of not fitting in, not having a place, not being able to talk to anyone really, or feeling alone. And all of this kind of leads to low self-esteem, worthlessness, and kind of goes into depression.
Another factor that increases the likeliness of suicide is family relationships. Low or insecure attachment to their family. These people are more prone to have depression and commit suicide, especially low maternal emotional attachment. This was linked to an increase in suicide. A very negative, problematic home life and just having an unstable domestic life is associated with depression and suicide. Children that were exposed to sexual and physical abuse were also more likely to commit suicide. Family history also is another factor. History of parental death, especially if that death was by suicide, is linked with adolescent suicide. Research also found that if the child or the parent were the same gender as they were, then they were more likely to be depressed and commit suicide. Also, history of parental substance abuse and genetic predisposition or susceptibility. Also, history of mental disorder in a family is linked to depression and suicide. In conclusion, there are several factors that increase the risk of suicide in adolescents, such as depression, substance abuse, stress, feelings of hopelessness and loneliness, and family relationships.